6:30. This is our May 1st work session. So we're going to begin with our Municipal Services Committee. Chairman Ed Long.
Mayor, thank you. We have a full agenda tonight, and if we stay on task, we will finish our departmental reports. I think 5 months to do the departmental reports is absolutely fantastic. I mean that. That means that we've got a lot of business going on and a lot of things that need to be talked about, and that has taken place. Since we do have such a full agenda, I would like to defer all questions that we have on this until the end of the presentation, if you don't mind. And I would ask any of the presenters, whenever you get through, to stick around in case there are some questions on your presentation. Our first one, and it is the first ever Traffic Department report, Mike Reynolds.
Mayor, Council, get this thing turned on. So 2022 was a big year of turnover. This first slide here, we got a breakdown of everyone that was personnel during that year, and then I do have a breakdown of who does what. I'm Mike, I'm the director. Came into this department in November of 2019. Obviously the current, I actually took the role of director in the beginning of last year. We've done everything that we can to improve in these years, starting with me and Marcus back in 2020, first part of that year. I know you all know the Signal project that I'll be talking about momentarily. Marcus and I really broke our teeth digging into that project, and he was invaluable. I hated to lose him, but he did go over to another department, flood management, at the end of last year. Matthew was with us for a short time. He was an awesome employee, October 2021 to July of 2022. I now have Scotty in the lead tech position. As of this week, actually, he was named the lead tech. He's been with me since April of last year. And I've got Trent. He was August of last year. So you can see the turnover that I laid out in this. And also have Josh. He started in January of this year, which I did want to mention. At this point, we do have 3 techs in our department who are working in all areas of traffic. In the basic work orders, tried to give you a basic idea of what we did throughout the year in this one. The signs, street name blades, there was 33 street name blades that were placed at either new developments or replaced within existing sign locations due to storm damage or theft. The traffic sign repairs, 97 of them, that includes anything from a broken blade to a vehicle hitting the actual sign. Traffic signs placed 128. Speed bumps was a biggie this year. 22 traffic studies were done in the course of 2022. It really sounds simple, but these traffic studies in implementing the equipments in various areas, any number of things can go wrong. And if a study doesn't look awesome, impeccably acceptable, we'll redo it. That number may appear low, but for 52 weeks in a year, 22 traffic studies alone is a little bit of work. We did place 10 rubberized speed bumps in 2022. I do want to mention that at the beginning of this year, project did go underway where we did remove, I believe 15 or 16 rubberized speed bump locations in order to get the asphalt ones that we have placed now, which I believe is 24 locations. There's also associated signage that has to be placed, obviously for speed bumps. That's another deal that takes some time with each implementation that occurs. Road paint, we did 39,396 linear feet of the yellow paint. 16,511 linear feet of the white paint was placed for a total of 55,907 linear feet. Largely, that was between Marcus and Scotty and Matt. So 3 guys using a push behind striper. That's a lot. And those guys really did an awesome job. That was the first year that we actually dug in with that machine and used it the way that it was used. Street lights. In the past, I don't believe reporting has actually been correct. At this point, this count, 288 street light outages were marked and repaired by Energy or First Electric. 54 city-owned street lights was repaired by traffic department personnel. Those are city lights along streetscape or around City Square, City Hall area is the one specifically that we take care of. The Welcome to Cabot banners. 5 banner changeouts completed throughout the year along Main Street and around City Hall Square. 12 work orders from March through December. Approximately 70 man hours. It does take some time, and these guys have gotten very efficient at it. The welcome signs, there's 5 locations in Cabot. The master gardeners that you see out planting the flowers, there's one location specifically at 167, the large sign. There's no roadway access there. We made it happen every time. Got out there, watered it, filled the rain barrels, checked all the electrical, and that was once a week, if not twice every week, where we hauled a large water, I know Matt's seen it, large water barrel on the back of a 16-foot trailer to get water out there. They've actually been working with us over the course of 2 years now, I believe, in order to get water faucets, meters out in those areas. Cabot Waterworks has actually helped tremendously in that area. Traffic signals, the city project that I was speaking of a moment ago, the Cabot Traffic Ops Improvement, RDOT job number 061576. Signal project began in early 2021 to upgrade detection and communication systems at 10 of the major signal locations and to establish online server with direct signal communications. Cabot Traffic Department assisted the contractor and oversaw reporting of the entire project to MetroPlan, as well as communicating directly with RDOT, MetroPlan, and the vendors. That was a big project. There was a lot involved. I think all of us have had very high hopes for what that will do eventually. It is taking time. Now that everything is in place, it is taking time to get it rolling like it needs to be. And that's what we are majorly focused on. Along with at least once a week, we're at every single signal location in town. There's currently 20 that we maintain. Those hardwares in the cabinets to the hardwares that are hanging on the mast arms have to be looked over. Make sure that PED buttons work. The simplest things can actually down an intersection and make it inefficient. That's what we try to avoid. The tactics server build is now complete. That That server is in City Hall. Roger has been a godsend in helping make everything happen that needed to happen within the city. We do controller backups for all signalized locations at this point, whether they are connected directly on communications or if they're not, if they're satellite, meaning not connected. The other thing that I want you to really be aware of is this: it's not everything that the traffic department does that affects our systems. The signals versus the RDOT resurfacing projects, there were 3 projects that took place along all of our major highways. All of them contain, still have older detection style, which is the loop detection that's mentioned there at the bottom. When a roadway is interrupted, milled, or otherwise damaged, that directly affects those loops, those wires. They become damaged, that detection no longer works. Main Street overpass, namely, is the one where insanity occurred. We did everything that we could to preempt this from happening, but you can only do so much to help a broken system. When you don't have detection at a signalized intersection, that controller only goes off of time. If time is running in an area where it doesn't need a green light, for instance, that's just holding up your intersection. And that's why I specifically wanted to show that. All of the jobs have at this time been completed by the state's contractor for the road resurfacing, but their contractor for signals has not completed their work. And that's important. At this point, we are doing everything we can to work with the state, communicate with the contractor, and try to help them do their job. Schools projects. I do want to say that the school's maintenance shop, the director, the supervisor directly under her, Justin, they've been a godsend to help us make a lot of these projects run smoothly. They're flashing beacons, areas where they want to make sure that the kids are protected. Safety is first. We're there for them. It takes a lot of work in order for us to get these flashing beacons up, and they're doing everything they can to help us. We've actually done 2 more locations this year. Last year we did 2, and we've already done 2 this year. We're looking to do, I believe, 2 more in the upcoming months. The Cabot School's speed limit signs, 42 locations were installed with reduced speed limit in those areas. Previously, the signage was confusing. Now we've got 15-mile-an-hour school zone areas throughout the city at all locations where the roadways meet the schools. That school zone road paint. Now this is out of the all-inclusive number stated previously, but 45,045 linear feet of line striping was placed within the school zones. Stenciling, we did 78 stencils in order to improve the safety within those locations. Major events. So the Spring Fling 5K, we spend about 4 man hours setting those up. Strawberry Festival, 155 man hours. Cabot School's Homecoming Parade, about 9 hours. Cabot Fest, 161. The Christmas decoration citywide is about 400 man hours. Christmas parade is about 11, and for a total of 740 for just the major events listed there. And I did want to include that so that it gives you an idea of what Cabot Traffic Department does outside of the normal thought. I know that you all are aware that we are involved, but maybe not to that extent. So that's it.
Anybody on the council have any questions or comments, concerns to Mike? Mike, thank you so much for your presentation. It was great. We've gone a long way now to where that we've got our traffic department that is able to make presentations. Traffic is always a problem in the town. Probably all of us get more phone calls and text messages over traffic than we do anything. Can't be helped. We do the best that we can do. I think y'all are doing a yeoman's job on it, and I appreciate everything you do.
Thank you.
Our next one is the library report. Stacy?
I'm short. Okay. Hello, I'm Stacy. I'm the branch manager at the Cabot Public Library, and I'm also the assistant director for the Lonoke County Libraries. First thing I want to say is thank you to the council and the mayor for supporting the library. Without your support, we would not be able to do what we do, so thank you so much. A little information about the library. The Cabot Library is part of the Lonoke County Libraries. We have 3 other branches, one in Lonoke, one in Carlisle, and one in England. And we serve the entire Lonoke County population. And I don't know how to use this. Help.
Sorry.
You have to turn it on. Okay. In 2022, we provided 6,494 Cabot members with library cards. These were for full service cards, meaning they were able to check out items from our library. In 2021, we began providing tech cards to students and non-residents so that they were able to use our computer services in our digital library. And we provided 117 tech cards in 2022. And as of the end of 2022, the Cabot Public Library has 31,383 active users. We had 103,586 visits to the Cabot Public Library. This was a huge increase for us compared to 2021, where we only had a little over 53,000 people visit the library. So we were very busy in 2022. In our collection, we have 81,874 items that are available for checkout. This includes movies, video games, magazines, and a ton of books. And we also have an interlibrary loan program where patrons are able to request items that we don't have, and we can borrow them from other library systems all throughout the U.S. For our circulations in 2022, a circulation is any item that was checked out and checked back in. This includes the interlibrary loan items that I mentioned earlier. But we circulated 191,986 items. And this is 35,682 more circulations than we did in 2021. So. Along with our physical collection that we have in the library, we also have a digital collection. Our digital library is offered through an app called Libby, and it can be downloaded to any device. We are part of a consortium which is made up of 35 public libraries, and all of us share our materials. And because we share our materials, anyone with a Lonoke County library card, they have access to over 90,000 items for download. This includes ebooks, audiobooks, and e-magazines. magazines. And in 2022, we had 59,791 downloads. And just a fun fact, in 2021, the Arkansas Digital Library Consortium had its 1 millionth download. So that's pretty cool. We offer 28 computers. We have 8 laptops that can be checked out to use in-house. And then we also have free Wi-Fi that is accessible in the building and also outside in our parking lot. We have a large student population that uses our computers and Wi-Fi, and we have a large Cabot population that simply doesn't have a computer or Wi-Fi, so our computers are used constantly, and so is our Wi-Fi. In 2022, we had 74,295 connections to our Wi-Fi, and we had 7,538 people log on to our computers. In 2021, we only had over 4,000 logins, so we had quite an increase throughout the year. We offer a large online database, and I just wanted to touch on these because they're used often by the community. We have Mango Languages, where you can come in and take language courses for free. We have Learning Express that has many courses for students and adults. Patrons can create an account and keep up with their progress and take classes. They offer career preparation, skill building for adults. Students can come in and take ACT prep classes. There's GED prep classes and SAT classes that they can do. There's skill building lessons and practice for elementary students up to college. And then we also have a large speaking population in Cabot, and all of these are also offered in Spanish. We offer Libby, which is our digital library. We also have World Book Online, which is the encyclopedia. I don't know if anyone's bought an encyclopedia lately, but they're pretty expensive. But you can come to the library and we have it for free. We also have Ancestry, where you can come and do your family history and create a family tree for free. Along with that, we have a genealogy department and a full-time genealogist on staff that can help you with that. And we also do classes for genealogy. Meeting spaces. We have 7 designated spaces that are used all the time for businesses and organizations to have meetings, and then also for educational programming. In 2022, we had 2,931 meetings booked. That's an increase of 1,250 compared to 2021. So those spaces are being used a lot. Every year, we offer tons of different programs to the community. We focus on learning, socialization, and of course, programs that are requested by our patrons. Some of the programs we offer are our summer reading program, where we promote incentivized reading and activities to everyone in the community. We have story time, book clubs for all age levels. We have craft classes like painting with a librarian. We do chess club, we have tutoring. We also have a volunteer program that's designed to help teens gain job skills and job experiences. In 2022, we offered 1,381 in-person programs, and we had an attendance of 16,386. And I only have 5 people doing programs, so that's pretty amazing. During COVID, we started offering virtual programs that were done online, and we noticed that we were gaining the attention of patrons that were either homebound or didn't like large groups or just simply couldn't get to the library on time. So we continued with those programs, and in 2022, we offered 357 virtual programs, and we had an attendance of 2,049. And those patrons, we had attendance not only from Lonoke County residents, but from people in different states as well, which was pretty amazing. We partner a lot with the community. We're fortunate to be in a town that's very supportive of the library. a few of our partners. We partner with Building Bridges. Their students come to our library after school, and we provide a safe place for them to practice their job skills. We partner with Arkansas Game and Fish. They provide fishing poles to us, and citizens can come check out fishing poles and then go to the Cabot Pond and go fishing. We provide programming at the Peak Center every week. We have genealogy classes, and our adult programmer goes over there and does classes also. Along with Cabot Animal Services, they come to the library and help us with our programming as well. We partner with Cabot Schools and provide tutoring to students. It's a students helping students type program. So students from the high school come and they will tutor younger students in whatever subject they need help in. We have a very generous community, and we're very thankful for the partnerships and for the donations that they give us. Again, we wouldn't be able to do what we do without them. One space I want to brag on is our garden space. That space is a designated project space for the Lonoke County Master Gardeners. They take care of that space. They do programming in that space. So they, for instance, they did a pizza garden one year, and families could come out and plant the seeds. And then when everything grew, they had a program where they picked it and made pizzas at the library, which was really cool for kids to see, you know, where your food comes from. They've planted different flowers in that area, and they're all labeled, so you can come and look at the flowers and identify them. We also had Eagle Scouts come, and they built a giant chess checkerboard out there, and anyone in the community is welcome to come and hang out and play that. And then we also have a lot of seating out there. We had Eagle Scouts come, and they built benches for us, so it's just really nice, and I encourage everyone to come check it out. In 2023, we hope to keep providing meaningful services to the community. A few things we look forward to are, if you haven't noticed, we have lockers outside and by our front door. And those are meant to be used for patrons that can't make it to the library in time before we close. They're still able to call us and check items out and pick their items up in those lockers at their convenience. We hope to have our building repaired by the end of the year. Right now, we're getting our floor repaired, which is awesome. And then we should be getting our roof fixed very soon. Mike has been very helpful and wonderful with that. We hope to upgrade our patron computers. Like I said, those are used a lot. So the software on those has to be updated so that students are able to do their projects and people can work on them. We have an Eagle Scout working on a free little food pantry for us, so that will show up soon when we hope to offer hygiene kits and non-perishable foods to those that need them. We're always updating our collection, so we'll be working on that in 2023, and then we just hope to continue to be a vital resource for the community. So do you have any questions or anything?
Anybody on the council have any questions? Stacy, thank you for your report. The amount of numbers that y'all keep generating over there out of that is just, to me, is just outstanding. It's just absolutely amazing. I do appreciate this. There's a lot of questions that I get about what does Cabot offer, and one of the things that I try to always mention is the library and the amount of numbers that y'all generate over there, and everybody is always just amazed by it. So thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for making your presentation. It is on Facebook. It is being streamed. So that is, and also streamed on YouTube. That is, that's great. The whole idea of these is to notify and to let our citizens know the services that are available and actually what the city is actually doing. Thank you so much. If you would hang around in case there's any questions later, would really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Our next one is our A&P. Candace, Chef Candace, is going to be doing that. Now, Candace and I have had a couple of conversations in the last couple of weeks about this report tonight. She is just not new to the commission. She went on the commission, I believe, in 19, if I'm not mistaken. And rode the commission through the COVID. And coming out of that, all of a sudden she's ended up now going to be chairman. So I asked her not to get into a lot of detail on stuff, to kind of get her feet under her before she tried to do that. And I told her, though, the next report that she'll give is going to be pretty tough. We're going to expect a lot out of her. Ben, if we could, let's go ahead and schedule her for September. That's 6 months. This one will take care of the second quarter, and then that will take care of the third quarter. That gives her 6 months to get her feet under. So everybody get your questions ready. Candace?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes, members, council members, I am Candace Tomboli. I am a citizen of Cabot/Lonoke County for the last 19 years. I have been on the board since 2019, November, and I'm owner of Chef Candace in Cabot. I opened that in March of 2011, so 12 years. And before that, I was a personal chef, so if you need any cooking questions. Okay, so as a business owner, I always wondered where the 1.5 sales tax was being spent as a restaurant owner. So when I was approached to become a member, I instantly said, yes, of course, I would be interested to learn where all this goes. As a citizen of Cabot and a business member, I am thoroughly impressed by Cabot and what they do with the Parks and Rec Department and all the activities and events that have been coming to our city. So in your packet, I attached the responsibilities and the goals for the Cabot AMP Board. And the chairman on the Advertising and Promotion Board for the City of Cabot, we are managing the 1.5 cent sales tax on prepared food, beverages, and hotel rooms. We are here to enhance the lives through the tourism and the growth of the city's Park and Rec Department. AMP funding is not designed to provide total financing for any event or its advertising. It does serve as an incentive and an endorsement for those organizations that are working hard to provide events for the community. So, and then the goals for the Cabot Advertising and Promotion Board are to include attracting visitors to the community through the creation and promotion of events, attractions, and tourism-related activities. We also work to enhance the city's overall quality of life through the development of parks and recreation facilities, which I know a lot has been going on with the Park and Rec. It's exciting, all the new things coming. I love going to the meetings, hearing what all the Park and Rec Department is doing for the city of Cabot. It honestly is amazing to me. When I joined in 2019, so I'm still filling out all of this. COVID happened 3 months later, so we went from doing meetings and then we started doing Zooms and me not being able to figure out what's kind of going on. So we really didn't change our budget or anything through COVID because the restaurant and industry and hotel industry was kind of hit hard. So we kind of just stayed stagnant with our budget to make sure that we were bringing in enough to fund the things that we were funding at the time. So we just recently, this year, approved to add a little to the budget, hoping we are out of the woods, hoping nothing else comes down the pipe. So with that going forward in the future, I know we were going to talk about just the future a little bit. I know the hotel percentage is changing from 1.5%, and it's going to 3%. So with that percentage changing and adding to the budget, we have not really discussed yet because we really don't know numbers of when that starts. It starts soon, but when that money comes in, we haven't really discussed what that money, because we know it's going to add to it, but we just don't know what yet. So it will bring more money to Parks and Rec and for special projects and bring more exciting events to the community. We do know that. And so I wanted to introduce the board members. I'm the president. I was voted in a couple of months ago to take Jay Lalou's place. And so then Jay Lalou was president. So he joined the commission 10 years ago, and he's the owner of the Days Inn in Cabot. And his term was up in July, and so we have yet to vote him. We will vote on a new member hopefully next month. And Brian Knowles has been a member of the commission for 8 years. He is the owner of Colston's in Cabot. And Blake Lively is the owner of the Dairy Queen in Cabot, and he joined the commission in November 2022 and took over Brian Williamson's position, and Blake is our vice chairman. Greg Jones is the private citizen on the AMP board, and he joined the commission 6 years ago, and he is also our treasurer of the commission. And Matt Weber is the city council member, one of them, who is also on the board, and Stephen Weber is our second city council member. And then Clint McGee is our AMP legal consult who attends our meetings, and our meetings are held every third Tuesday of the month at 8:30 in the morning. And so that, as far as introducing the board members and our goals and responsibilities. Does anybody have any questions?
You may have a little blowback on Stephen Weber. He may want to correct his name on that.
Stephen read. I have it read. I have it read on here.
We are brothers, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, if that's the only mistake I make, I'm good. Yeah.
Candace, thank you.
Okay.
We'll be visiting along on this, and your next report, as I said, will be in September. Has anybody on the council got any questions, comments, or concerns for Candace? Thank you.
I want to commend Candace because when she was approached about taking over the chairmanship, she was quite anxious,
Yes.
and she has done an outstanding job since taking the chair, so.
Well, thanks.
I will verify on the anxiousness. It is still going on, trust me. But she done a great job tonight. I think she's going to do a yeoman's job on this, and I hope. A&P Commission was introduced to the council tonight. It's the first time in the history that I can remember where that all the members were introduced at one time. Thank you for doing that. I think that's important that we know who they are. We probably all knew who they were, but they've never been formally introduced, and I appreciate you for doing that. It's extremely important to me for that to happen. Hang around in case anybody in the audience has any questions whenever we get to that, if you don't mind.
Sounds good.
I would appreciate it if you would do that.
Mr. Ed?
Yes.
I will say, too, she does, when she starts the meeting, she keeps the meeting in line, and it runs very smoothly, and it's a whole lot shorter now.
Good.
So, an hour is a lot
Good.
better than 3.5 hours, so.
Yeah, no, good. I think she, we had two real pleasant visits, and I think she felt me out a little bit, and I think I felt her out a little bit, and I think we're going to do good on this. I've got some good feelings about it. I hope. You've got some issues, but I think you're going to get them taken care of and get them straightened out, I hope. Okay. The only thing that I would suggest, Candace, since the folks in Little Rock that tell us what to do and what not to do have gone home, to my knowledge, Ben, correct me, you probably are up on it more. I don't think they messed with A&P very much this year. They gave them the opportunity to spend some money differently that they had not been able to do once before. And I believe I'm right on that. I don't think they messed with anything with A&P in the cities. They did do a little bit with A&P in the county, but that has nothing to do with our commission here. So I think you're in pretty good shape on that visit with Clint with that, and make sure Ben is up to speed on it. If there's anything that the council needs to do, legislative-wise, I don't believe so, Ben. I think we're okay. But if there is, we would like to make sure that we get it taken care of. We don't want anything to hang on and hang out. Okay? Candace, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Our next one, now we get into our business. All these items here will require a motion and a second to send to the council. So council, let's remember that as we go. Our next one is ordinance to amend ordinance 11 of 2019. Laura, where is Laura? That was the one you pulled. Okay. I guess I downloaded the wrong one. Resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement with the Artex Truck Center for the purchase of a water truck. Paul, this is yours, brother.
Mayor, council, good evening. I'm a little excited about this one because this is something that we've dearly needed at the street department. It is a 2015 International Durastar 4300, and it is located at the Artex Truck Center in Texarkana, Arkansas. I, myself, and Johnny, the mechanic out the street shop, went down there about 2.5, 3 weeks ago to check it out, look it over. I wanted Johnny with me to go over it with a fine-tooth comb. Underneath, top side, inside, we drove it. What they've done is they take these Ryder and Penske trucks, you know, like a moving truck, and pull the box off and put a new tank for a water truck on it and everything. And that's what this one is. It is a good shape. Johnny only found one little thing wrong with it. It's got what he believes to be a little pinhole in the radiator. I asked him how much that would be to fix, and he just said a few $100 at the most. But I used that to negotiate the price down. They were asking $58.5, and they agreed to sell it to us for $57. And it's got the front sprayers, rear sprayers, side sprayer. And just so you know, you're probably aware, but uses for the water truck, whenever we make street repairs, you know, pulling the asphalt, having to dig to replace a culvert or what have you, when we put the gravel back to get the gravel packed down good, the moisture needs to be right. If it's too dry, it will not pack good. And that's one of the things water trucks use for, along with cleaning culverts, concrete ditches, things of that sort. With that, I'm open to any questions about it.
Can you tell them the year of our current truck, Paul?
1970 Chevrolet, old fire truck. It's just about on its last leg, about 20 years ago, to be honest.
We budgeted this at the end of the year that
Yes.
y'all approved, so this
Yes.
is the truck that they finally found that they feel is a good buy for the city.
And the closest couple we could find to it in price were quite a ways away, one in Alabama, the other one in South Texas. To give you an idea, a new truck of the same type I'm presenting before you is $135,000. So for what we use it for and everything, I estimate this truck will last us 10 or 20 years. Any questions?
Anybody on council have any questions? All right, there's no questions on that. Again, this is a budgeted item. It has been appropriated. This is just authorizing the purchase of it. I do need a motion, please.
Make a motion to send to full council.
I have a motion. I need a second. Who, give me the second. Okay, got a motion, second. Tammy, please.
Long,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Paul, we'll vote on it in about 15 or 20 minutes, I hope. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk treasurer enter into an agreement with Barger Engineering for the South Locust Street project. Brian, we've already talked about this. Get a biddy, short.
Please accept this bid.
A little more information. Any questions? I did give you a handout. This is a bid we produced for a small little street project that fits into our master plan to create or begin to create a southern loop. As you know, we have a very difficult time. We kind of got that locust northern loop. This will begin a southern loop around the city. This is just between Home Depot and the old Kmart. And so we're excited about the opportunity. It's a nominal amount of money compared to what we're spending on streets in other matters. And Barger Excavating was the low bidder by quite a bit of money. And he's a local contractor and think he could do us a good job.
Ben, you reviewed the bid documents and everything. Everything was in order?
Yes, sir, I did, and everything is in order.
Okay. Again, this is going to start and hope complete a project that has been talked about for a long time. It's been more in the talking stage now than it has moved over to reality. As you and I were talking about before the meeting, when that spewing goes in, this is going to be a big deal. You know, it really will be. Anybody on the council got any questions for Brian on this? If not, I need a motion.
I make a motion that we move it to full council.
Got a motion, I need a second.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Tammy, please.
Long,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Brian, thank you. And you're right back up again. A resolution approving the change order to the city's agreement with Steep Creek for the Barnwell Drainage Improvement Project.
This is a change order to, a potential change order to their contract. They are the contractor, the low bidder for the Barnwell Drainage Project. What you have, this $100,000 plus change order needs a little bit of explanation. The reason for it is primarily to assist a property owner in protecting some very delicate trees and an exposure into their side yard that the original design didn't quite capture. So our goal is to assist them and accommodate by shrinking the ditch section and building it out of concrete. What you don't see here, because we've not perfected the actual change order, is that there are savings coming back through the original unit prices, but those were not, it was not easy to quantify those. So this work will happen before we reconcile quantities. We think there's about $100,000 in savings not going to be spent. So it sounds strange, but in order for us to, for the mayor, for the bond to write a check to this contractor for this work, we need to authorize a change order. What I'm basically telling you that this is almost a net zero change order to the contract, but I've not documented that and proven that to you. I suppose you'd have to trust me on that. And Matt doesn't trust me. I can see him shaking his head. Is that clear as mud? Okay.
After that eloquent presentation, has anybody got any questions? Anybody got any snarky remarks? All right. If not, I need a motion.
Make a motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Tammy, please.
Long,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Brian, you want to tell us about another change order?
I do. Yes, sir. So the same contractor was the low bidder on this project. This project has not started yet. It is in Crestwood Cove. It is a drainage problem that Paul could probably corroborate goes way back in time. This is a ditch section behind some houses that just eroding bad. So Half and Associates designed a remedy, and that will be stabilizing the bank with riprap, large rocks, and in order to get to that ditch, we have to take down people's fences. And the grade is very steep between the houses. In a conversation with both property owners, there was I'd say it's slight, a limitation to the scope of the project. The adjacent neighbor has the same issue as the intended project scope. let me back up and say it a little better, hopefully a bit better. One, it was only affecting one property owner, but both property owners have the same issue. So we're going to go in beside their house, take down a tree that's 24 inches in diameter, add some storm drainage to keep the erosion from the road from washing out future, rip-wrap the back of the adjacent property owner, put the fences back so that hopefully we don't have to go back in there ever. The purpose of this is to do this one time. So I realize it's quite a significant change order in percentage to the scope of the project. It is, the property owner just sort of asked, can we deal with this while we're here? And I think, and the mayor believes that it makes sense to do this. So we would appreciate your agreement to that.
Questions? Anybody? I need a motion.
Make a motion to send to full council.
Need a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Tammy?
Long,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Mayor, thank you. That concludes my section of this. I appreciate everybody's patience, especially on these department reports, but I think they are so essential, and I appreciate you allowing it to take place. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ed. Next item, Budget and Personnel Committee, Chairman Stephen Redd.
Mayor, we don't have anything at this time.
Okay, thanks, sir. Next, Police and Fire Committee, Chairman James Reed.
Mayor, we don't have anything on tonight's agenda.
Okay. Community Development Committee, Chairman Ed Long.
Well, I don't know if we could find anything else to talk about or not, to be honest with you. I think the city is going well, and I think these reports tonight, especially for the auxiliary things that we have out there, prove it. Thank you again, sir.
Thank you, sir. Military Affairs Committee, Chairman Ron Waymack.
We don't have nothing for tonight.
Okay. Thank you, Ron. Now we move into general community input. At this time, if you have questions for any of the street directors, the mayor, the council, anyone that's presented tonight, please come to the podium, state your name, and if you live in Cabot. Seeing none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion from Stephen, a second from James to adjourn. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Adjourned at 7:22. We'll start back here in 5 minutes for the council meeting. Hey, it's 7:34. We're going to go ahead and call the May 1st City Council meeting to order. If everyone would rise, please. Our opening prayer is going to be by Maggie Cope, and we have a representative from the wrestling team that's going to say the Pledge of Allegiance, or be our leader for the Pledge of Allegiance. Go ahead, Maggie.
Let us pray. Dear Lord, I just want to thank you for all the grace and forgiveness you show us each day. Tonight we pray for wisdom, for strength, for courage to do what is right and good for all the citizens. May we put the interests of others above our own. May we act with love for the common good. May we be good neighbors, recognizing your image in every person here. Thank you for everything that you bless us with on every day. Amen.
Join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you doing that for us. Y'all may be seated. Okay, we're going to have a couple of presentations here, and the first one is a lot of our audience back there. I see a lot of familiar faces. I've got a little something for the Cabot wrestling team, if they would come up, as well as their coach and the superintendent. Come on down. My goodness, this is a lot of big guys right here. Jeez Louise. Well, I want everybody to know that this group of gentlemen right here won the state championship for wrestling. Let's give it up for them. And Coach Turner led this squad, and 3 of them won the state individually. Coach?
Got Gavin Reardon won his 2nd state championship. Logan Eason down there on the end won his 1st, and Josh Mercado won his 1st state championship this year.
That is just awesome. Dr. Thurman, what year did they start wrestling? 2011?
Oh gosh, Coach Rogers, where are you?
8, 9?
Coach Turner?
7.
Yeah.
It's gotten bigger and better every year. Part of that is because the community has grown so much in the wrestling program, and now those kids are coming through our program. We have a great staff that's making it happen. So very proud. Of course, we have a facility now, and one of the few facilities for high schools in Arkansas devoted strictly to wrestling. So we're very fortunate, not only from the community aspect for what your Parks and Rec department puts into it, but we have a great coaching staff, and you know we have great kids.
Yes, yes. I knew it was some time ago because I was on the board when we formed that. We allowed wrestling to come, so I knew it had been some time. I just couldn't remember if it was 11 or earlier. But anyway, it is my pleasure to present the team a plaque that lists all the weight classes and the individuals that were part of this team to be displayed at your facility. And I'm very proud of you as your mayor to be able to give this to you. It says 2023 State Wrestling Champions, Cabot Wrestling Team. 106 weight class, Caden Gifford. If you want to raise your hand when I call your name. 113 weight class, Ethan Wheeler. 120 weight class, Dominique Delatorre. 126 pound weight class, Blake Johnson. 132 pound, Jacob Taylor. 138 pound, CJ Dye. 144 pound, Gabe Capel. 150 pound, Noah Sample. 157 pound, Kemendrell Hamilton. Did I say that wrong? Okay. Sorry. 165 pound, Josh Mercado. 175 pound, Matt Russell. 190 pound, Logan Eason. This is the guy that I have to wrestle with you. 190 pound, huh? Ooh. That wouldn't be 215 pound Gavin Reardon. That'd be you, wouldn't it, Thurman? Can we have that right now? No. And then HWT, that's heavyweight Nick Hayslip. So thank you, Coach, and for your great efforts and your great coaching and what you do for Cabot and these kids, and we're very, very proud of you. You're welcome.
All right.
Yes.
This is Jason Rogers, Maggie Coe, Jack Belly, David Payne, and Jason Eason. Great staff.
I think David was the first coach, right?
Who was first? Brandon J, and then you came along.
And then you, okay.
And then we've added Maggie's on, turn came on.
Okay.
We get coaches and mayor and superintendent in the middle, and then we get all you guys to as parents. I'm sure you want some pictures.
Sure.
Come on, coaches, staff, in the middle. Right here. Kids, come on up. Bring it tight. All right, you guys can come up and take pictures. This is boys. Should we organize them? Come on, guys. All right, ready, 2 rows. You looking better back there? All right.
Okay, here.
Ready, 1, 2, 3. Parents, everybody got it? Yeah. All right. Clear.
No pressure, guys, but we want you to win next year too, okay? No pressure. Thanks again for coming, parents. Thanks for coming. Thanks so much for all y'all do and supporting these kids. Thank you, coaches. Okay, Maggie, you want to come back up here? And then my representatives from JA, Junior Auxiliary. I have a proclamation here that designates a week as JA Week, and pretty excited about it. I know y'all just got off a great fest. Can you tell us how it did?
It was one of the best strawberry fests we'd ever had. We had strawberries all day Saturday, which we were very proud about. They were all Cabot growers, so Barnhill, Holland Bottom. It was a great turnout. We're glad everybody came and stuck it out with the rain.
How many people are in JA?
We have 21 members currently.
21 members. All active?
Yes, and then we have quite a few live members. I really don't even know.
Okay.
Our own Maggie Coke is a live member. So.
Life member Maggie Cope and councilwoman right here beside me, and wrestling coach, council member, heart survivor, stroke survivor, anything else? Runs marathons, runs 5Ks, Maggie Cope. Whereas the Junior Auxiliary of Cabot, Arkansas, a chapter of the 80-year-old National Association of Junior Auxiliaries, Inc., represents a serious endeavor on the part of women to be active and constructive participants in the community and to assume responsible leadership in meeting community needs. And whereas the mission of the National Association of Junior Auxiliaries, Inc. is to encourage member chapters to render charitable services which are beneficial to the general public, with particular emphasis on children, and to cooperate with other organizations performing similar services. And whereas the Junior Auxiliary of Cabot, Arkansas works actively to perform the mission of the National Association of Junior Auxiliaries, Inc. in this community since 1989, and we appreciate its efforts. So now therefore be it proclaimed that I, Ken Kincaid, Mayor of the City of Cabot, Arkansas, do hereby designate the first week of April as Junior Auxiliary Week in Cabot, Arkansas, sponsored by the National Association of Junior Auxiliaries, and urge all citizens, civic and fraternal groups, news media, and other community organizations to join in the salute to junior auxiliary volunteers who have been an important presence in this. So once again, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Megan.
All right, ready, ladies? 1, 2, 3. Jeffrey?
Thanks, everyone, for being so supportive and attentive during that matter. Now we're going to get back on to our regular business. First up, we have our roll call. Tammy, please.
Long,
Here.
Spangler,
Here.
Red,
Here.
Hillenberg,
Here.
Cope,
Here.
Reed,
Here.
Weber,
Here.
Waymack.
Here.
All are present. Next item, approval of minutes from last meeting. We have the April 17th minutes.
Make a motion to accept the minutes from April 17th, 20.
Second.
Got a motion from James, a second from Stephen, to approve the minutes from our last meeting, April 17th, 2023. Any additions or corrections? Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Tammy?
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Our next item is read ordinances and resolutions by title only.
Make a motion, we read all ordinances and resolutions by title only.
Second.
Got a motion by Matt, a second from James, to read ordinances and resolutions by title only. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Tammy?
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Now we move on to our old business. We have two items. First item is ordinance 9 of 2023. Please, Tammy.
Number 9 of 2023, an ordinance to amend Section 5-5-2 of the Unified Development Code of the Code of Cabot to declare an emergency and for other purposes. Third reading.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 9 of 2023.
I'll second.
I got a motion by Ed, a second by James, to adopt ordinance number 9 of 2023. Any discussion by council? Seeing none, anybody in the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Tammy?
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack, Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. We have declaring an emergency in here. Do we need to go ahead and vote on that too? Does council want to declare the emergency clause, to adopt the emergency clause? Do you need that, Laura? No? Okay. All right. We had it listed in the title, so I just want to make sure. Okay, item B is ordinance number 10 of 2023. Please, Tammy.
Number 10 of 2023, an ordinance to rezone part of the proposed Windridge Estates development from R-1 to R-4M, amending the land use plan and for other purposes. Third reading.
Mayor, I make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 10 of 2023.
Second.
I got a motion from Ed, a second from Ron, to adopt ordinance number 10 of 2023. Any discussion by council? Anybody in the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Tammy?
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg, Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Laura? Okay. Next item is, I don't have any more old business. Council, does anyone have any more old business that you want to? Okay. We'll go to new business now. What we have on the agenda, Tammy, ordinance number 14 of 2023.
Number 14 of 2023, an ordinance to rezone a .1 acre tract of Bradford Drive from R-1 to R-2S, amending the land use plan and for other purposes. First reading.
Come on up, Laura.
Just so that council is aware, the reasoning behind this rezone for being so small, this is a development that is currently under construction right now. The owner did buy several pieces of parcel on Bradford. And this little piece, they did leave out of the rezone that they actually did May of last year. They just caught it as they were doing the final plat. So before or after the agenda was already sent out, the engineer did send me an email asking if the readings could be waived and the emergency clause could be enacted on it so that they can proceed with the final plat at the Planning Commission.
Was it our administration error or theirs?
It was theirs.
Okay. So council, it's up to you.
I'll make a motion that we waive second and third reading.
I'll second.
I got to.
If we got to have an emergency clause, then we got to amend the ordinance to add an emergency clause before we go any further with it.
Are they going to want an emergency clause, or can we do it without it? They're going to emergency as well?
Yes.
Okay. I just thought you wanted them just to waive the second and third.
That was,
Okay.
They've asked for everything.
Go ahead, Ben.
Because it's an emergency clause, it can't be done in any order, but if you want to amend the ordinance to add it into the title, it'd probably be best to go ahead and amend it before we waive second and third. That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Ed.
You're
Ed, would
welcome.
you like to make that motion?
I will. I make a motion to add the emergency clause. And the emergency, Ben, is, since it is under construction and it was an error, to make everything smooth, make it go better. Legalese that and put it in the ordinance, please, sir.
Legal speak.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second from Ed, a second from James to amend ordinance number 14 of 23 with Ed's legal speak. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote. Please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Mayor, I make a motion that we waive the second and third reading on ordinance number 14 as amended.
Second.
Got a motion from Ed, a second from Stephen to waive the second and third reading on amended ordinance number 14 of 2023. Any discussion by council? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes, ma'am.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Mayor, I make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 14 of 2023
Second.
As amended.
as amended.
Thank you. Brandon, you second them as amended?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I have a motion from James, a second from Brandon to adopt ordinance number 14 of 2023 as amended. Any discussion by council? Any by the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Yes.
Passes 8-0.
Mayor, I make a motion that we adopt the emergency clause for ordinance number 14, 2023. The emergency has been previously stated.
Second.
Second.
I got a motion from Ed, a second from James to adopt the emergency clause for amended ordinance number 14 of 2023 with the emergency as previously stated. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Tammy?
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Our next item is item B, resolution number 27 of 2023. Please, Tammy.
Number 27 of 2023, a resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement with Artex Truck Center for the purchase of a water truck and for other purposes.
Mayor, there was some information came forward on this. I believe it was shared with you. It's been shared with Ben. We need to table this resolution until further investigation.
I got a motion from Ed to table number 27 of 2023 resolution,
Second.
and a second from James. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Tammy?
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Thank you. The resolution has been tabled. Next items, resolution number 28 of 2023. Please, Tammy.
Number 28 of 2023, a resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement with Barger Excavating, Inc. for the South Locust Street project and for other purposes.
I make a motion that we adopt resolution number 28 of 2023.
Second.
Got a motion from James, a second from Matt to adopt resolution number 28 of 2023. Any discussions by council? Any by the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Tammy.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Next item, resolution number 29 of 2023. Please, Tammy.
Number 29 of 2023, a resolution approving a change order to the city's agreement with Steep Creek for the Barnwell Drainage Improvements Project and for other purposes.
Make a motion we adopt resolution 29 of 2023.
Second.
I got a motion from Matt, a second from Stephen to adopt resolution number 29 of 2023. Any discussion by council? Any by the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Tammy.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Last resolution, resolution number 30 of 2023. Please, Tammy.
Number 30 of 2023, a resolution approving a change order to the city's agreement with Steep Creek for the Crestwood Drainage Improvements Project and for the purposes.
Motion that we approve resolution number 30 of 2023.
Second.
I got a motion from Brandon, a second by Corey to adopt resolution number 30 of 2023. Any discussion by council? Any by the audience? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please. Tammy.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Spangler,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg.
Yes.
Passes 8-0. Any other new business, council? Seeing none, we now move into community input. Now's your time. If you have anything you would like to address the council and the mayor, please do so. Come up the podium, state your name, and if you live in Cabot. Dr. Thurman.
Mayor and council, thank you for this opportunity to share quickly. I just wanted to ask you for your consideration of our bond proposal. Early voting starts tomorrow. And it was, of course, the final day is May the 9th. And I kind of want to give you a brief overview of exactly what we're asking for. You're very familiar with what we're looking at with a bond proposal. It's exactly what the city did just here recently. One of the things I did want to bring to your attention that I hope you're very proud of is on the second page of that information sheet that I've passed around. If you look at that, the top 10 size school districts. And one of the things we've tried to do over the years, and you know, the mayor was once on the school board, we've always tried to work very, very hard to be very conscientious about the funding of a school district, but I hope that would be something that everyone is very proud of. And what we've been able to do is the current debt of school districts in Arkansas, that's the top 10 in terms of size. And you'll notice we are like $49 million in debt. And of course, the nearest closest to us is like 150, 160, and you'll see some of the debts in other districts. The very interesting thing about this proposal that we're asking you to consider as a restructure is still we would be one of the very lowest. We would be the lowest of the top 10 school districts. Another very interesting part of this project, or this proposal, is our millage rate is 39.5. I was asked earlier, well, how long has it been 39.5? It's actually been 39.5 since 2008. For those of you who remember when Junior High North burned, we passed a millage right after that to be able to get sustainable funds to rebuild that facility. So since 2008, we've been with 39.5. The final thing I'd like to bring up in terms of this proposal is next Tuesday night, if it fails, the millage rate will be 39.5. And if it passes, the millage rate will be 39.5. What this will allow us to do, though, and you as a city council know how this works, is all in the verbiage of that ballot. And the verbiage of that ballot is what allows us to then restructure those bonds that are currently out there into a system in which we can generate about $41 million for needed improvements in the district. This is my 15th year as superintendent. I've been asked several times, is how long will this sustain us? What do you think in terms of looking at our school district? Our district continues to grow, and we want it to continue to do so, just like you do. But one of the things we're looking at right now in terms of a challenge is elementary space. We have 9 elementary schools, and one thing we're proud of is 17 pre-Ks that are spread across our 9 elementary schools. I can tell you, we want people to come to our community just like you do. One of the things that draws people is a good pre-K and early childhood program. So one of the aspects of this is to open up space in our elementary schools, 17 pre-Ks, and we can't open enough spaces in terms of pre-K. There's a waiting list every day. So what we'd like to do is to pull our pre-Ks out of those elementary buildings to open those 17 classrooms for K4 classes, and then those 17 pre-Ks, divide those into 2 pre-K centers, one in the south part of town, one in the north part of town to serve those kids, and actually expand the program. We have 12 classrooms at each, so it'll be 24 programs. Someone has asked about exactly what does it look like. Right now, those pre-K kids are in our elementary schools, and it'd be nice to be able to build pre-K buildings made for them. And this will be a draw for our community for the long term. I can tell you, people now are looking for good quality pre-K programming. We have, of course, one in the north part of town, one in the south part of town. The south part of town, we're planning between middle school south and junior high south. One of the first things you're going to stress about is what about traffic? We have a plan to work with the city on how we can actually move kids through this area. One of the advantages of pre-K is their schedules a little bit different than what our K4 schools are. Also in the north part of town, we're looking at some land that we've owned for years. Most of you know the Fultons out in Austin, next to the Cross Creek subdivision. We bought that land, 13 years ago, and we own quite a bit of acreage there, and this would actually be located at the North Pre-K Center in that part of town. One of the things I've talked to the mayor about that we're very excited about as well is both Pre-K centers would have safe rooms, and while after hours and on weekends, these would be available to our community members as well. I know we have one here, but with what we've dealt with recently with the weather, I think the more that we would have available, the more advantageous for our community. So these would actually be a part of the school and open after hours and on weekends. Also, we're looking at activities, programs. You know, what we're faced with is kids want to be in everything. And I've always said, and you've recognized the wrestling team here tonight. Thank you for doing that. People look at programming, English, math, and science and social studies. That's great. But a lot of people come for other programs. What kind of things can our kids be involved in? And whether it be a wrestling program, a fine arts program, an athletic program, a ROTC program, that's what people look for, is to come have their kid be a part of something special. Though we have a lot of those things in Cabot, we're very, very blessed. We're actually running out of space. So one of the major projects as well, of course, most of the money will go towards the 2 pre-K centers, but a large majority of the money, a large percentage of money, would go to the field house. For those of you who understand football, and you know what I've dealt with our coach when Malham was here, and Coach Malham did a good job. But I'll be honest with you, he designed our indoor facility, and it's 35 yards. It's really hard to run pass plays when you're looking at a 35-yard indoor facility. So we've actually run out of space in that area. Coach Reed appreciates it very much, but we really can't do a whole lot in there. But what we're looking at doing too is renovating this facility. And if you can kind of see from what I'm showing you, this is actually the indoor facility now. And what we'd like to do is we have an issue with space, first and foremost, with our training room on the first floor. This would double the space of the training room onto the turf room area. And our coaches really like this because they can actually use the turf room area. Also, you notice we've doubled the size of our locker room. Right now, we're about 90 lockers short for our football team. We don't want people leaving us because our kids can't have a locker and be taken care of the way they would like to have. Most importantly, a training room. Training room now is about 300 square feet. We have the best athletic training program in the state of Arkansas. I don't say that lightly, the very best. Right now, we have them operating at 300 square feet. And what we'd like to do is move the training room to the bottom floor. The bottom floor is currently the weight room. It's too small for the weight room, but this turns the athletic training facility into a state-of-the-art area where we can actually serve our student athletes the way they should be served. And you can also see what this does is you see the stadium out the window. This actually allows us to double the space of the current track locker rooms, which are on the first floor as well. So, of course, the weight room moves to the top floor, but of course, with all this, we lose that indoor turf. We keep a portion for the weight and training areas in terms of stretching, but across the street on Bellamy, you know that we own the land. We've now got the land all the way from the transportation center, all the way up to East Side, all the way up to Main. When you come back down Bellamy Street, we've now got the land all the way down to the Elliott property and then onto the corner onto Lincoln Street. So that's now Cabot School's property. Adjacent to the transportation center, that's a fancy name for a bus garage, is what we would propose as an indoor pavilion. This is gaining speed across the United States as a very affordable way to have an indoor facility that's really not indoors. What we really need is not indoors. We need something covered because of the weather, not just because of the cold and rain, but also because of the heat. We lose a lot of practices because of heat. Once those dry bulbs go off with our trainers, we have to stop our practices because this could be used for football, for soccer, for our band program as well, our cheer and dance. All of our programs could actually use this. And of course, one of the things we do well is partner with Parks and Recs. And anytime we're not using facilities, we want Parks and Rec to use it. We believe it's a community facility, and if we're not using it, we want someone using it. And finally, this is just another version of the pre-K center, the indoor practice pavilion as well. The reason why the walls don't meet the ground is you don't have to do the HVAC systems and you don't have to have a water source there, which helps us save about $6 million on these facilities. We're also looking at a few other projects listed, and you can see in your packet we have those broken down by school. One of the most popular items for our faculty and staff, I was kind of amazed at this, is we learned over COVID that the carpets, and we have some carpets in our district that have been down for 25 and 30 years. It's going to be about $7,000 a classroom. We'd like to remove all carpet from the Cabot School District. It'll take about two years to make that happen, and either replace that with stained concrete. We've done a couple of pilot classrooms. It's been extremely popular, or VT. Some other projects listed is currently right out the window. We're going to open the Cabot Learning Academy in December of this year. The Cabot Learning Academy is a specialized school the state agreed to help us pay for because there's no other program like that in Arkansas. But that also opens the daycare facility that's across the street from Northside Elementary. What we'd like to do with that is, there's an issue in our community right now with daycare space. Not only pre-K placements, but daycares. So we're looking at about 50 to 60 possible placements there, but this would be a district daycare center. We can't accommodate all the faculty and staff that would need this. But we believe that if we could pull 50 to 60 kids out of local daycares and open those for local community members, that would be advantageous for our community as well. You see the multi-use practice facility, district-wide flooring upgrades. One thing that we'd like to do also, we learned from the city on this, the inclusive playground structures are a huge hit. And we thank you for doing those. But what we'd like to do is add one of those structures at every school in our district, our 9 elementary schools and our 2 middle schools. So you're very familiar with those. We would like to add the entire structure for every school so our kids have an inclusive place to play. They can take our kids out during class to do some sensory activities, but most important, during recess, they can go out and have a place to play like everyone else. We believe that would be a great thing to do for our community and for our students. Aging technology, we want to replace all of our whiteboards and smart boards
boards with interactive panels. And finally, the auditorium that everyone uses, not only the school district. We've gotten an issue with the lighting systems. Those was renovated about, 13, 14 years ago. We can't find the bulbs or the ballast anymore for those systems. So they've told us that we've got to do something, and they're recommending LED lights, more cost-effective, more pricey on the front end, but they'll last longer and you can do more things with them. You're familiar with our fine arts program, and our kids operate all this equipment. We want to make sure they're being trained on the state-of-the-art items to be able to go straight into the college or workforce. So we would like to upgrade our lighting systems and our sound system in the auditorium. And that's looking at about a $600 to $700 price tag. So I believe that covers everything in the package. Again, a millage rate's 39.5. If this fails next Tuesday night, the millage rate's 39.5. If it passes, it will allow this district to be able to have a lot of leverage to generate capital improvement funds that I believe will take care of the school district for at least 7 to 10 years out. Be glad to answer any questions.
I know I personally support this. I just want the record to show. I put it on my mayor page. It's part of moving Cabot forward. It's all good things. Looks like every school gets something, and looks like our community as a whole, it corresponds with what we're doing in our city with our city buildings and our parks and rec, and we all work together, and we have that shared partnership agreement, and I think it's something that this community needs.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council.
Anybody else?
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name's Bob Butler. I'm president of Alessi Keys Construction Company in North Little Rock. We were one of the contractors who submitted a response to the RFQ for the new Justice Center. Mayor, I want to thank you for the opportunity to be here, and members of the council. Also want to thank Brian, he's still here, for the opportunity to be here. This year marks our 30th anniversary, so we've been around for a little while providing professional construction services to quite a few of the government jurisdictions, either city, county, state, or federal governments, primarily working at the Little Rock Air Force Base on the federal side. One of the things I wanted to point out, and I handed out a sheet for you to look at about 2 of the projects that we submitted for you to review the qualifications, was a project we did in Conway for the Faulkner County Justice Center, and also the Security Forces Operations Center at the Little Rock Air Force Base. Both of these projects have very, very similar characteristics to the ones you're going to have here in the new Justice Center. It has courtrooms, enhanced security features, has a sally port, holding cells, secure evidence rooms, admin offices, training rooms, secure prisoner elevators to transport prisoners throughout the building with secure armory, and all a 911 operations center. So I think from a standpoint of experience, we have the kind of experience that you would want on a project like this, and I just appreciate the opportunity to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob.
Good evening. I'm Van Tilbury, the owner of East Harding Construction, and thanks for having me tonight. We're close to celebrating 50 years as a general contractor, construction manager. Our only office is in Little Rock. We only work in Arkansas. Our focus is from Central Arkansas South. 50% of our work is renovation. We've completed 25 buildings listed on the National Register of Historic Places, and 7 of those are award winners. And if we're good at that, then we're going to be really good at your Justice Center. We completed dozens of projects with WD&D Architects. We have 4 projects that are in design or construction with them now. I was told that this project is the battle of the budget, that there have been challenges with the project, and I want you to know that we've worked with WD&D over many years to design projects to budget. If you know Larry Wilson with First Arkansas Bank and Trust, we've been his contractor since 2010 with WD&D, and if you really know Larry, you know that he gets his money's worth, and he'd be a great reference for us. We also work with Warren Stevens of Stevens Inc., and we have for over 30 years. So I say that we can provide white glove service at work glove prices. And we know that you need the customer service from a white glove, but the value of a work glove, and that's what East Harding will provide. You'll also know me and I will know you and your point of contact for the project. I have a working knowledge of every project that we do, and then we would be honored to work with the city of Cabot, and I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Ben.
Mayor and council, thank you for having us. My name is William Clark. I'm the founder and CEO of Clark Contractors. We would also love to be a partner of yours on this contract, on this project. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our company and then turn it over to Stephen Lane so he can talk about some relevant experience. But I started the company 14 years ago with a group of guys I'd been working with my entire career. We've grown to be the 4th largest contractor in Arkansas, and our entire management team has worked together literally their entire career, going back 20 plus years, in some cases over 30. For a few of the older guys, he's a 20-year guy. But we've got a family spirit, which I saw a lot of tonight from the goings-on with this meeting and the community involvement. That's right up our alley. And again, we'd love to be a part of it, and I'm going to let Stephen talk about some projects we've done that are relevant to this one.
Yeah, great. Thank you, William. Yeah, Stephen Lane with Clark Contractors. And again, thanks so much for having us. Appreciate Brian for touring us, and thanks so much. It's an exciting project. One thing just real quick, I just want to let you know, we've done about 200,000 square foot of big box retail conversions. Most recently, we did the Kmart on Rodney Parham, converted it and made it a medical plaza. Did it in Old Staples and El Dorado, made it a Carti cancer treatment facility, and many others. So we're used to the big box conversions to repurposed. Excited about that, and I love the opportunity for that kind of challenge. Also, just me personally, I would be involved in this project. I'd put together all the budgets and the guarantee maximum price, and of course present to the council. So I would be personally involved. This would be my project, so just wanted you to have a face with a name, with who would be in charge of the project with Clark Contractors. And like our competitors, we've done a lot with WD&D. In fact, over the last 5 years, we've done right at $100 million with Chad Young and his staff. So obviously very, very adept at working with those folks as well. And just excited for the project. I know you guys talked about change orders earlier too. One thing that William has tasked us with is to try to eliminate any change orders ahead of time with you all, and that would be my main goal and task, presenting numbers to you guys. Thanks again for the opportunity, and excited about it.
Thank you, William and Stephen.
Thank you.
Good evening. Ben Beggs with Flynco Construction also presented or submitted a proposal on the Justice Center. Just a little history of Flynco. Flynco started in 1980. The same owner, David Beggs, still owns it. He's the chief estimator, as well as the owner and project executive of these projects. We actually built Justice Center just recently, finished the North Little Rock Justice Center, which I'm sure everybody here is familiar with. If they haven't toured it, I would encourage you to tour it. It has a lot of the elements I'm sure that you're going to want in your Justice Center. And the project team that we proposed is the same project manager and superintendent that did that project for North Little Rock just a year ago. And that project manager actually lives here in Cabot. He wanted to come tonight, but he was sick, so he couldn't show up tonight. But he's lived here since, I think, 96 or 97, so he's a member of the community and has been here for a long time, and really looks forward to hopefully getting the opportunity to work with you guys and build another great Justice Center. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
Hi, good evening, Mayor, Council. Thank you all for having us tonight. My name is Nikki Courtney, and I'm a Business Development Officer with Nabholz, and we also submitted a proposal for the Cabot Justice Center Interior Finishes Project, and I'm going to hand it over to Mark Solberg, our EVP of Operations, to talk more about it.
Thank you. Hey, I just wanted to say thank you for this opportunity. We've got a really strong team that's very excited about this project and all the great things that are happening at Cabot, and we would be very grateful if you chose Nabholz. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki and Mark. Thanks for coming. Anyone else? Council, do you have any questions for any of the people that spoke? Okay. Any other community input? Yes, ma'am.
Yes. My name's Carla Stumbaugh, and I think at this point, I'm not sure what I need to do to get an answer for the problem that we have on St. John Street. Do we need to call an emergency meeting like we call on these other things that we have emergency issues on?
What's wrong on St. John's?
I have water coming off the construction site to where my air conditioner stands in water.
Okay.
It has been a issue that has been ongoing for months.
Have you called Public Works?
I have.
Okay.
I have been told we will address it when the construction is finished. Right now, I look behind me, the silt fence is down.
Okay.
That's a state law. The silt fence should be up to prevent erosion control. Nothing seems to be going as it should be going over there. I know the council saw my messages. I have messaged, and unfortunately, that's gotten me nowhere. So I need to know what's going to be done to address the traffic, the flooding, the potholes. Has anyone been down St. John Street in the last month?
Drive it every day.
Okay, so you hit those potholes.
Yes, it's under construction through there, and we've got
Well, I know it's under construction. It's been under construction for a long time.
Yes, ma'am. I didn't know anything about your property. I haven't heard anything about your Public Works shaking their head. They've said they haven't heard from you, but hey, we'll go out there tomorrow and look at it. We have a plan from Half Engineers. Brian, can you email that to her so she can see what's going to be done there in the 3 lanes and all that stuff? Like I told you when you were here last time, we had to get an engineered plan. It takes time. Half Engineer's the engineer. Hasn't been drawn up yet completely, Brian? You know?
The plans are at about 60%. They are working. There's a redo at that 2nd Street location that's kind of causing a stall. But
Okay.
Shouldn't be very much longer before we see
Can we send her anything so she can see? Sure. We can send you what we got right now at 60%.
But construction took up the road. They've taken the ditch. It's like there's...
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Are you talking about the fiber, the people that are working?
No, they busted my sewer line, so that's a whole nother story.
I would imagine they did. But I don't know of any construction that we've run over there.
I just get me
Sure.
some answers.
Give me your contact information. You can check it out.
Yeah, Miss Carla, I didn't know anything about it, or we'd have been over there, so I'll give you my number again. I thought you had it. So, anyone else?
Is this the 2nd Street in? No. By the, on the other, okay.
And for those that don't watch the news or hasn't seen it on the news, 2023 is the worst rain year ever since 1882. We've had 34.32 inches of rain. 1882, I think there was 31. There's never been a wetter year like this year, and there's no excuses for that, but still, water's been all over us, been all over everybody. The weather's hurt everyone, and no excuse for that. No excuse to have rain or water in your backyard on your air conditioner. No excuse for the stilt fence to be down if that's the case. But it's been a crazy year of tornadoes and everything. But it's been tough. Anyone else? Seeing none, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Got a motion from Ed, a second from Stephen. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.